for the position of the flag bearer and the APC party, APC Flagbearer Aspirant. And a household name, now somebody well renowned when you talk about Salone politics and things them for do about Salone economy and so on and so forth. But I will make them Dr. Marah can talk for himself. Let me not talk for him. So do you as soon as they join we, when begin share the program immediately, so that plenty people will get the opportunity for kind of from Dr. Kaifala Marah live. And also, as soon as they join, when I hit the follow button, so that any target program will get notification automatically. So do you now do the need flow begin share the program, because today we got an exclusive interview with an Apc Flagbearer Aspirant, Dr. Kaifala Marah. And me and brother Shengbe from Uyad, we all then at the platform. And this particular program, they stream the multiple platform then. So we are allowed to do the need flow. We continue for share the program. But before I go any further, I want hand over to Dr. Marah. Let me just say adieu to Famulem. Dr. Marah, please say adieu to Famulem, please.
Hello, good evening, me Famulem. Thank you so very much to you, Supermed, to Shengbe Pierre, to Wiyad and the rest of the team and everyone. Good evening, and I want to say thank you so very much to all that I did tonight.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kaifala Marah. Dr. Kaifala Marah, APC Flagbearer Aspirant. I'm going to the platform and an exclusive interview. Then I think my brother Shengbe Pierre, are you set and ready? You said it, but I just have maybe like you say adieu to Famulem, please.
We are don't come back today for come talk about things where they happen. Now we on sweet yard Salone. Now here we on. Whoa. We left for do them bad things them. We dey feel a more Salone. Now here we on. Whoa. We are in collaboration with Salone TV Live 1. Fumble, Kushebo, how you they do? Well, we been tell you say we get for camp today. Follow we can talk about things them where they happen. The rest don't begin. Yes, the rest don't really stronger. As different other people them they come and tell me about the intention. It left to you where get for vote. You will get for be candidate, or you will get for be person will get for go and vote for them people there. Yeah, so inside the delegate conference them for let you listen and listen very well. We always they tell you say now the term this for let you vote, not all because you sabi the person, no. Not all because if I know, not all because you and him belongs to the same tribe, but now waiting the person can deliver. And this not to the term for let you begin for fall for waiting person just they can't talk about, but rather you get for begin ask yourself question. It go able for deliver. You remember 2017-18. You remember the fine promise the way they give we NT? That will make we fall for this one within our power so right now. And by the time you Marah, we give them that particular opportunity there. Now, you don't see exactly waiting in mean for you vote for person because it belongs to the same tribe, belongs to the same region, or because you just like them. No, begin for vote now for who that go take the country and push forward with them. So, listen and listen very well. We get one of them people in day. We don't come say he want for can take the flag bearer of APC. And if he get the flag bearer of APC, of course, now he get for challenge Marah in 2023 this year. And if he beats Marah in 2023, it means say he get for be we caretaker. I mean the president where we can call the caretaker of we country. So you know what it means, OPS, listen, bring other person, let themselves come and listen because it's very important. Open your mind and listen very well. So, Superman, over to you again.
Okay, thank you very much, brother Shengbe Pierre from Uyad. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, do you as soon as the journey will allow begin share far and wide so that plenty Sierra Leoneans will get the opportunity for hearing live and direct from Dr. Kaifala Marah, and also we like the platform and also we follow. If we follow anytime we get a program, una go get the notification automatically. We na yaso na the home of credible news. We don't tiganga one for make sure say the conversation continue. It is very much important to emphasize waiting brother Shebe PS. The judges know. The terrorists don't fall and fall fruits. Say me, I don't mix for politics. That time don't pass. Because when you gonna mark it, you say everything there, na politics. When you go to the classroom, you say we picking up a bench for Sido, na politics. So do you now all of we come together, all we contribute, we really and nothing for move the country forward. Sierra Leone, nobody not get for make up. Now we say get for make up for we say. So I don't want delay on again, but they can't do and I don't do the need for continue for share. I'm going to go directly to the program. Dr. Kaifala Marah, why make the people in the Salone, we the Sierra Leoneans, for make you the president, or for let Apc make you the flag bearer, and subsequently, for let the people in the Salone make you the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone?
Well, thank you so very much, listeners and viewers. I think in the first place, I get the requisite experience we really need as a country. That is why I tell people, say, not only that I run for president, but I get a plan, I get a strategy where I strongly believe we put this country at another level. We will make sure we do very well. And as you are aware, I don't already launched this, our vision of new hope for Sierra Leone, a decisive choice of creating wealth and jobs. So this is not one of them as to why I think to say I qualified for take the country forward. But una allow me for take una back a bit. So una go know me better as to why I believe say I get the right credentials for lead this country. Well, I'm aware I say I serve as chief of staff. In fact, the first chief of staff in this country. My role and responsibility then now for provide oversight for all ministries, departments, and agencies. And as chief of staff, I've been a superintendent 862 projects under President Obama to deliver on them. So you will note before the elections 2012, President Obama been commissioned plenty projects and programs. Now the role we play for support President Obama to a very large extent make that possible. So I get the hands-on experience for ensure that we'll get ministries, departments, and agencies for deliver any plan we'll put forward, and that's not this plan. Second, I serve as Minister of Finance, and me and you know, as Minister of Finance, especially between 2013 and 2014, Sierra Leone been get a better growth rate more than ever before, and will become one of the fastest growing economies in the world. That's now under my leadership. And later in the program, we'll come to most of the things that we do. But then I serve again as governor of the central bank, and during that time, and the exchange rate being stable. And later serve as Minister of Foreign Affairs. With this splendid track record, performance good, backed by international experience, especially working with the Commonwealth Secretariat, through which I provide services for developing member countries, more than 40 countries across the world. You know, on the African continent, work with countries like Botswana, Tanzania, Kenya, even Sierra Leone, and the Gambia, Nigeria, you could name them. You go to the Caribbean, work with countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, and Tobago, help them for push their systems forward. Go to the Pacific, work with countries like Niue, like Solomon Islands, you know, in Papua New Guinea, and then as well as the Mediterranean. So I work with all them one day, and I've been doing extremely well. Now, before that, I work with the New York State Senate, and the one day where the US, they listen to me in which they say exactly. I work with the Senate Democratic Conference, and I serve as a budget analyst at the New York State Senate, and I work with the Center for International Development. And I think to say, to a very large extent, when you take a look at my track record, including the philanthropy,
Okay, you don't mute. The mic don't mute. We not hear you. Touch the mic one more time and release again. We not still get you.
Doctor, I think you need for adjust your mic. Maybe you put them on.
Yes.
You get me?
Now. Yeah.
Yes. You're back. Thank you.
Okay. I hope when I get the last point of it.
No, please repeat, please.
No, not at all. No be get her, no.
You not get the last point?
No, the last one where I say we can get now you work in a Senate, people the way they watch you right now. Yes, from that point there.
When are they talk about the Commonwealth or New York State?
New
York State, I think. New York State, yes.
I know they get one, all right.
No,
all
they
right,
get you. They get you. Go ahead.
You they get me now.
Okay, you they get me now.
Yes, we they get you. They get me. Okay, if you get me at any point,
okay.
Please, I go advise that you go out and come back again. I think they because of the internet, you get for go and come back again if you get to, please. The program now exclusive interview.
No, but when I get you.
Yes, we get you. They get me now.
I think I get you now. You get me now.
Yes, you get me.
When I get me now.
Yes, please.
Yeah, me they get you now.
Okay,
you get me right.
Yes, doctor, for go ahead, we'll get you.
Dr. Marah, you get me?
Hello, can you hear me?
We they get you, but you they
yeah,
get me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we they get you.
When they get me?
Yes, please,
sir.
we they get you. You they get
okay.
me?
Okay, I serve with the New York State Senate. I work with the Center for International Development for provide services in member countries like Latin America and Eastern Europe. But apart from all them one day, me work in a local council as deputy town clerk. So I understand local governance issues. Me not being youth leader, I understand issues we get for do with youth development. And then and not forget, as Minister of Finance, me not being chair of the G7 Plus of 20 other ministers of finance where they deal with fragility. I say this specifically because we're country in a post-conflict country and are aware and very much familiar with the issues where they do with development as with development status state. So with my performance track record and being an wholesome person where you get a wide span of experience in governance, particularly on execution, I think to say across my heart, if they give me the opportunity, we can take this country to higher heights.
You get me, please?
Okay. Yeah, I think they get with the land just the delay small number, but I think they get with.
They get to now.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, you make mention of one thing where I get interest pan. By your big profile, I just get interest pan one small one, as the deputy town clerk. When we say in your career, you actually begin from down that level for come up to the point usai you be actually there before ever the last government where you work for come on power. So what did it mean for work with average people, especially as town clerk?
Well, I think for me, now the most important element that in national development, working with the grassroots, working with business people, marketing them, and work with drivers, work with tailors, and all walks of life in a township as booming as Kwedu. Kwedu is a metropolitan center. You get Guineans, you get Ghanaians, you get Nigerians, you get Malians, you get Senegalese, you get every set of people who come out from every part of this country settled in Kwedu. So as a young man just come on a college, working as deputy town clerk, he give me what he take for work with local people. give me what it take for work with communities. So being a community worker helped me for understand they affect businesses, help me for understand what they affect schools, you know, and other element then way perhaps you could way they up no go understand, we no go appreciate. That get for do with waste management. It get for do with managing the environment. It get for deal with managing schools. It get for deal with managing religious institutions. It get for deal with managing drivers and all walks of life in a booming township. For me, that's not been a very, very good ground for prepare me for leadership. And that is why I say I'm a wholesome person. Not only that, I don't work with people them at that level, but me also not being youth leader and a student union president. Me not being playwright. I've been the act place. So having done all of that, then I find myself in a government, in all the major positions here at Shautuna with a brilliant track record. I think to say now be a very good ground for me as a takeoff point for preparing myself for leadership.
No, you need to unmute yourself.
Can you come again?
No, you need to unmute yourself. You're not audible right now. Okay, Famula, so they wait for Shegbepi. I want to tell us that we continue for share. You'll get an exclusive with Dr. Kaifala Marah. As we talk tonight, they have stream on multiple platforms. Plenty platform them. All about the diaspora. People are watching it right now. But as soon as they come, we follow, we like the platform, and we continue for share. Over to you, Shegbepi.
Yeah, you get me now, please?
I'll try to get them.
Yes.
Okay, so Dr. Marah, you now the first chief of staff. That position they now don't become the chief minister, because I remember when they first appoint you as chief of staff, some other people they actually call you chief minister by then, but the official position by then have been chief of staff. And fortunately, me have been the first. I've been there. You get me, please?
Unfortunately,
I think you're not a get me clear. That's why they listen me in the back.
I don't get you clear.
You get me now?
I don't know if other device they near you, so they echo, or somebody they listen to the program near you.
You get me now, sir?
So I think we got a problem with the mic. You go over that question again. You talk about Office of Chief of Staff.
Exactly. You get me now?
Yeah, but waiting at the thrust of the question, please.
Yes,
I don't
now
get
that's how
that.
they go to now. So you now been the first chief of staff, yeah, where now they be called chief minister. And you responsibility now for make sure so you watch how all the ministries them they perform. You know, when you been there in that office, they as the first person where they create that office they for under Ernest by Kuruma. You feel say you been succeed, because like me as a journalist by then working for 98.1, I think I been be part of the team where been go with you, the team where you been go back. You get me?
Sorry, I didn't get you well. The line not.
Yeah, carry on, yes. I think say better now.
Okay, the question now, you get me? The question now, you actually feel say as the first chief of staff, you succeed in your work as chief of staff?
Yes, absolutely. I succeed as
what
chief of staff.
What do you use to measure your success?
Not forget. Yeah, I succeed as chief of staff. Like I say, as chief of staff, my responsibility now for ensure that I provide support to President Koma, so that all in programs and projects then will succeed. And I tell you, we deliver on a good number of projects, massive number of road projects, massive number of energy projects, massive number of water projects. I will talk about Kailam. I will talk about Pujan. I will talk about Butloko water project. I will talk about the 3 towns water project. Na Bo, na Kenima, na Makeni. My responsibility now for ensure that I track all them things there and work with the ministers. My responsibility then now for also ensure that the agencies then within our government deliver. And I use a single tool where help we for deliver. And we call on Transparency Sierra Leone. Transparency Sierra Leone an online tool. If anybody the view now, they watch this, they can go quickly in Google Transparency Sierra Leone portal. When you Google that, just watch the Commonwealth one. You click on them. The site not the work again, but that now the thing have been created for ensure that we track all 862 projects in the country. It help we a lot. We monitor and we're able to deliver on them projects indeed. As Chief of Staff also, now be my responsibility for ensure that we support the public sector. One of the things that we do at Vice President Koroma then for make we resuscitate, we reopen the Civil Service College where they may not close down in 1974. Why we need for do that? We be need for reopen the Civil Service College for provide the right training for civil servants. We do that successfully. We establish the Public-Private Partnership Unit. We establish the Social Protection Program. But going beyond that, I'm sure we all celebrate the MCC program today. Trust me now, under my leadership as Chief of Staff, now hits the first Treasury program for Sierra Leone in December 2012. So as Chief of Staff, not only that I work with President Koroma for delivering project, but drawing on some of the things that I don't talk about, now the valuable things that I will do for support President Koroma for deliver. And key and strategic among them where I advised the president then for do two other things. A, for set up a minerals negotiating team for review some of the MLAs, the mining lease agreement there, and come up with a with a template where government will use in the future for negotiate mining lease agreement. We also set up the economic team where Mr. President been the chair, and me been the work with the then governor of the central bank and the Minister of Finance. They not ever crossed my mind that later I will serve in that role then they for continue for support President Koroma for deliver as president. Reason why I want to draw on attention that before I left the office of the Chief of Staff, I become a recipient of a Young Generation Leader for Africa 2012. So in not just council, but that now international recognition that I was one of the Young Generation Leaders for Africa 2012. And whilst I've been dating, I've been also get a national award from the young people in this country as a role model. And I received that particular certificate, that award on the grounds of State House. So I think I do a marvelous job. That was why they gave me the finance portfolio. And as Minister of Finance, the economy become one of the fastest growing in the world. When you put all of this together, my dear listeners and viewers, you begin to ask yourself, what is his track record? Can he deliver? Does he have the requisite experience to steer the affairs of states? I think yes. So thank you so very much for that.
Superman, please let's just get one more bite, then I come to allow you for coming inside. You know, I listen to you when you talk about the MCC way now under we in the first threshold. And this threshold now and then still they work with so right now, ain't it? The money where them become inside it from the last government.
Oh well, the money we can then it being held for set up the foundation, for set up the institutions, for prepare the country for take the MCC forward to other level. So I think to say what in me do then for support President Koroma now for ensure that we hit the first level of our at the treasury program. So I think to say that'd be a very good and wonderful achievement where the current government they thrive on.
You know, you work on the chief of staff in office. You design some of them things there so, and then I listen to you. They talk about the fastest growing economy. But even then, in the way they talk about the fastest growing economy, we not be actually see the reflects on the lives of people. But in paper, yes, it been there.
I want to go over that. I'll get you, please.
Fastest growing economy. Now I hear you talk about just now, and even then in the way they talk about fastest growing economy, but in reality we not be actually see how reflective it be in the lives of the people then.
I know they get you. You say if I get what you say, I know they get you because I get delayed reception and
Okay.
I miss out.
You get me now, please?
Yes, I get you now.
Okay, I say you work as chief of staff and instead of telling them when they get waiting and call the fastest growing economy, you know, where a lot of people
Minister of Finance.
Yes, Minister of
As
Finance.
Minister of
You
Finance.
know, the bottom line now, you work under the last government and during the term as Minister of Finance, fastest growing economy. But we be say yes, fastest growing economy on paper, but it not be reflective on the lives of people.
It may happen so, and I will give examples.
Please.
You know, one thing in the world is people can forget quickly. I just want to remind you,
please,
of some of the achievements that we do.
Okay.
As Minister of Finance, for the first time in the history of this country, we pay the highest level of minimum wage. Minimum wage been over between 150,000, 200,000, 250,000 leons. We increased them to 480,000, which was equivalent to $100 then. So we pegged the minimum wage to $100. We not only stopped it because of the booming growth. You get to translate that in the lives of people. And so what do? We also increase salaries for teachers way above that at 700. We do the same for the police. We do the same for the military. Of course, across the civil service, we do that. We do the same for prisons. We even go to the extent that we begin to pay paramount chief salaries. And the police then where they would paramount chief, so then called chiefdom police, will also begin to pay them. That now some of the successes will be delivered. And not forget to do massive number of road projects. Now through that to roll out the free healthcare initiative. Will they get free medicine? Give people free medical facility when a woman they picking them under the age of 5. I think that go a long way for sure that it trickle in the lives of people. You take a look at the energy level, it grow. You take a look at the water projects across the country, we do well. Now ask yourself how the exchange rate been there. It been stable. In addition, the price of fuel being also affordable. I think we do well. That is why both you and many Sierra Leoneans will listen to me now. They wish for them days and they back because we delivered. Waiting undermine all that delivery. Now 2 things. The Ebola crisis. Me and you know now the biggest crisis we ever get in the economy in recent times. But even in the middle of the Ebola crisis, when teachers and sit down for 2 years or not the work, we, the APC, we pay them. 2 years. You will compare the Ebola to Corona, not the same. Now with this, the way they handle the economy, not as we been handled, we handle it in a manner we help Sierra Leoneans. And in the middle of that Ebola crisis, we decide to go for livelihood, for trickle the development aspirations to the people. What do we do in the middle of Ebola? We'll go for 15% salary increase across the board. Now, during that particular time, we set up the Skills Development Fund. We trained the first set of engineers, free. Unfortunately, Ebola undermined that. The economy been the hover between 17 and 20% of GDP. When Ebola came, it dropped to -21. But to hold the reign, by 2016, we bring down to a positive 6%. The performance of the economy then under my leadership being the fastest growing, not only that, but I will give you another evidence that it was doing well and it performed. In 2015, when they do the Global Budget Index survey for all the economies in the world, Sierra Leone scored 52% above the global average. We beat many economies in the West. In West Africa, we reign #1. That happened under my leadership. That is why I'm emboldened to say, with an economy being challenged as it is, if I'm president, I can enrail it, I can save it, and ensure that we create wealth and jobs. That is what I'm going for. And I say this, putting my hand across my heart, that as Minister of Finance, we did well. And if you give me this battered economy as president, I can turn it around. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Marah. And family all they watch, I want to have plenty thank you. I see plenty people they watch. Now we had Facebook and YouTube. Una like the platform and una follow and una subscribe. Again, now they watch na Salone TV Live. Una like, una follow the platform as well, so that any target program una going to get the notification automatically. Then we get Dr. Kaifala Marah, when an Apc Flagbearer Aspirant as well. Dr. Kaifala Marah recently, you put in vision what you get for the people of Sierra Leone. One thing where you mentioned about your vision there, you talk about how you for empower youth them, for make sure say youth them also become, you pull them poverty to wealth creation. But people will ask you, how you go do that?
Well, I want to let you know, as you mentioned, that under my vision, I create a space where all the young shall grow. And I want to talk about the challenges confronting the young people. I want to look forward and share with you just as what you say there. One of the first things I go do now for revamp the Young Entrepreneurs Fund. Not every young person need PhD or master's degree or study accounting or finance. Some people naturally business. That's not a natural bend. So what would they do? Now for recreate the young entrepreneur.
Family, look like say the internet old Dr. Marah quick. Hopefully it go general very soon. And soon I know say the challenges so they get with internet coverage all the way from Freetown, Sierra Leone or Greater Sierra Leone itself. Always internet na big challenge. But do you want to continue for follow and share, and also now na YouTube now for subscribe, because we don't ready for make sure say the conversation continue. This program is a canto now in courtesy of Salone TV Live 1 in collaboration with Wiyad TV. So now people they watch this particular program from multiple platforms, and today we get Dr. Kaifala Marah, where they tell you why make we the people in the Salone for make our president, why make the APC party for make our flag bearer. So the discussion will just don't begin now. Una comment them all welcome. Una send una comments them, and subsequently before the program done, we'll allow the people to make them call, so that we'll post some of them call and day to Dr. Kaifala Marah. Una know say we na this particular platform here, so we want make sure say the communication is interactive. Interactive, una say they take part, we all they take part. Now so we will do for movie country forward. Again, una not forget to Salone. Now me and una, now we the Sierra Leoneans, wherever we dey, now we get for make we country move forward. Nobody no can make them for we now we say safe. So now responsibility. Now not all with two hand and make sure say we do the necessary thing them for movie country forward. Over to you, Brother Shemepi. I think you want for comment again to your viewers then.
Yes, you will watch right now. Thank you very much. Please now for like the program, and then you share them as well on all platforms. We go appreciate that. You know, something they way actually they try for figure out. You know, as I listen to Dr. Marah, you know, I just they try for vision how life been like actually. Then and the way it be actually old position where everybody been get interest on, you know, but because when you hold the position as the finance minister, the man where all the money business in the country, it means say everybody in aid, then everybody then you aid, you know. So I've been just to try for figure out certain things, them how life been like, how, you know, when they talk I just listen, because some things in the way we go really need some clarifications from him, as you know, because he all serious in position them. And I want to tell you this, you know, before this term, you know, maybe I don't get the opportunity one or two times for sit down, you know, and discuss in a private meeting with them, then they for able for know, you know, as if they go from one point to another, they will be as chief minister, they go to the other side and they, you know, but I get some questions then where I can ask them, because position of a chief minister, position of bank governor, position of you know, the finance minister, you know, if now it happen, a lot of people then will get way out and they look at them thing and them position and the way it also. So we will actually need for get clarification on some of them things and the way I they look forward for get answer from Dr. Marah for let me know exactly waiting are the things that we be really they go on, you know, with regards some of them things and they, you know, way, you know, they happen. So, you know, welcome back, Dr. Marah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Now so the internet business. I think say if you become the flag bearer and you eventually become the president, you get for look at them things there.
Well, I want to tell you, say, now during we channel now lay the fiber optics, and I don't know why not they perform the way we've been doing. Now we bring the fiber optics now the country, so it's supposed for they perform, and that was what we did. So if I can go back to what Mr. Kamar asked me about young people, right? What will I do?
Yes, yes.
Can I take that forward now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you can, certainly.
Okay. You know, we get a lot of problems with young people. Today, we get hundreds of thousands of young people where they ride Okada, the future bleak. So one of the ways in my view where we'll create wealth and jobs in the economy, now for give young people the opportunity for become wealthy. Make we get young businessmen and women in the economy. So one of the things I've been do as governor of the central bank, now for establish the Young Entrepreneurs Fund. Initially we put $1 million US, so that young people where they come out university, we no one for work for government, but get a natural bend for do business. For example, somebody they do IT, they want set up in small business on IT. Somebody want for do piggery, somebody want for do poultry. They just want for try their hand on business, but they're not bankable. This Young Entrepreneurs Fund create a preferential fund for young people so that they go stand on their own. Excuse me. That is why you get some countries in the sub-region like Nigeria, where young people they thrive in business. That is what we're gonna do. Now, part of the program we are there for bring for ensure that we get young Sierra Leoneans where they do business and stand on their own, not get for rely on white collar jobs. Secondly, for young people with the rollout what you call the SDF.
Doctor, before you continue the second point, this first one I get interest on them, you know, because it's very key. This now the young people that we talk about, and that area where you touch to it shows that you get the brain. But then say charity begins at home. You know, for let you wait until you become the president, you know, before then things then they come to reality. I think say we get some more time. What about if you start and force the area where you did? Now, Koinadugu district, for example, you get a lot of bike riders when they go inside village. What do you don't put in place for make sure say we see like a pilot? You know all position too, but let we see pilot.
Okay, Mr. Shangwe-Pierre, I just want to say this. When I don't ask me a question, even for file a rule or then you come back to this for like clarify. You know, give me the opportunity for tell you the other things and where the young people.
I just get interest.
They come. I will come to this. I will come to this. Now listen. This tied specifically to young people. In Koinadugu, in Falaba district, in Moyamba district, we roll out programs for help people who want to do business. I roll out a pilot program, what we call Musubanki Woman Bank. You give a particular community 20 million, 30 million for do business. Because interest rate on microfinance today range above 15%, they all know they do well. I'm sure you're aware of that. So for address that problem, I roll out this scheme. I get more than 10 chiefdoms, more than 1,000 women within they on that scheme today. They set up the interest rates, and many of the interest rates range between 3 to 5%. When they pay the interest, it continue for 6 months or for 1 year. That is the dividend. It doesn't come back to me. It goes to the women. That is how you make people their lives better. In some other communities, they say they get interest in peanuts. You provide peanuts for them. Then put small profits at the end of harvest. Then share that amongst themselves, that not the profit. The other, and then create another group for some women them we don't also come we don't just marriage or not enter marriage life. In other communities as na the South na Moyamba, then get their young scheme, then call themselves Amulemba, that na woman them. Would they provide them support then they? If I'm president, it is in this document. What I will do is to establish a national woman bank where interest rate will be so low that default rate will almost be negligible. Why am I doing that? You do so because then people are far more vulnerable. Now they know when picking hungry. Now they know whether picking in book dollars. Now they know whether in picking no go school or no go school. Now the mommy then that small thing they do, now then they take help them picking them. So that now one of the examples I will give that looking after people, creating opportunities to be wealthy, to be well off as members of society are very, very important. So I'm not just saying I will do this when I'm president. I told you I did it when I was governor of the central bank. Is it working today? It's not. And I am saying, and thank you for asking this. I wish if I don't ask when I don't, that here are projects and programs going on where they help women them. Interest rate is as low as 5%. Default rate is below 3%. Then they do so well. So it just make us straddle into that if I'm president, would they get a national woman bank? That is how we change the lives of people. It is happening elsewhere. It is not rocket science. This is what we will do, and this is what you and I must do for change the lives of this country, of people in the country.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Marah. I just want tell Famulo they come and continue for share. As we talk right now, over all the multiple platforms and put together, it's nearly 300 plus people who watch this program and I continue for share. Wallet double to 600 to 1,000. You know, so that because we believe say what we discuss now this evening is very important. Very important. I love one and also continue for follow, subscribe, and like the platform. Dr. Kaifala, before we come back, on this aspiration, party where you belong to?
No. When I allow me to with young people, I just talk one when I don't shut down. The youth want to hear that. What I have in the arsenal for them, the skills development fund for young people. You know what's going to happen at the economy? Make I tell you now. You know how many experts that we get in the health sector? Less than this number is negligible. When I ask me a question,
together, sir, that's what I want to do. If you allow me.
Okay.
What I want to do is the Apc lower level election is going on. Who say the vie, eventually get for vie for becoming the flag bearer. I want to ask you, how did they get along? What are current assessment? Take into consideration all these promises you get in terms of the lower level elections where they go on. What's your assessment? How you see things?
You know.
So waiting happen and Superman. Waiting maybe they try for say on the things the way it gets for the young people then. As a beginner, I ask her one where I still get interest on. So in the try for tell we say he gets more before we come to that. He still gets more where he want for just make let people know about before then we come to the lower level election where to them now one of the list. But the thing we want for do for young people is very important. So if that be the case, we will still give you the chance for go ahead.
Yes, brilliant. Thank you. So as they say, me and you, we country, we know get a lot of issues with young people. You know, with the drill for oil and gas, I'm sure we're aware of that. The institution's not anticipative enough for train the right level of engineers so that tomorrow we'll hit commercial proportions, we'll get young people who will go provide the services to that sector. That is why, even as Minister of Finance, I established the Skills Development Fund, not for vocations no more, but now for high-level skills will require the economy for moving forward. I give you the examples now under the Skills Development Fund. Me and una know say today clean energy na period na the vote, right? But the Skills Development Fund, you train 200 to 300 young solar engineers na the economy. You organize them into businesses. You send them to the district. You give them long-term contracts for maintain all government solar light projects, for do chiefdom level solar light projects, institutional solar light projects like hospitals, police, and everyone. You give them contracts and within 3 to 4 years, you get young millionaires. And what will you do beyond that? You bring them all together, then form a conglomerate and list their company at the stock exchange. Within 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you don't get gallant young people in the economy who are self-sufficient, who now have the basics, who will have studied for ensure that clean energy become the vogue. By the time they enter 7, 8, 9 years, we don't get clean energy where they move the economy forward. That is the plan for young people. I will now go to the talent and entertainment industry. Me and you know what's in the happen. You continue for teach economics, good luck, thank you. And sciences, okay. But the reality is, we get a good number of young people in the economy, we get a natural bent. Some are artists, some are musicians, some want to do movie, but the opportunities aren't there. That is why, in live with you in the diaspora, and I'm coming to that, and I hope we'll get there, with the private sector, will provide an enabling environment for young people to thrive and realize their potential. That is what we'll do. So it is enshrined here as one of the fundamental things we'll get to do for young people in the talent and entertainment industry. But going forward to that, we try football. We do well in football, but we'll get opportunity frontiers we'll also get for create for young people. You don't think of basketball, you don't think of swimming, you don't think of cycling, you don't think of national Olympics at secondary school as well as uni level. When you do that in league with the private sector and you guys in the diaspora that have been helping this country, you know what you go do? You create more opportunity frontiers for young people. When you get 2-3 Sierra Leoneans where they do well, where they win gold medal in swimming, in cycling, and other things, you create wealth, you open up the country. These are the initiatives. We can't continue going formal education alone. We have to change that aspect. So it's one of the things I'll do for them. Then the National Youth Village, where Mr. President Kuruma be established for agriculture and for training and for other things, that is what we're gonna take forward. Apart from these other ill things and the way they happen at the economy, where perhaps because we are not conscious of, that get to do with the ongoing drug abuse. And trust me, substance abuse not the help with you. We get under what we call the Kush generation. It's destroying them. That is one thing we're gonna rein in, handle very well, so that we'll get a healthy country.
I will go on and on. How many pages?
I don't get you.
You vision the booklets. How many pages?
53 pages.
53 pages. We're not able to exhaust all of them one day. So
no. I won't exhaust all. Fine. Ask questions.
So you actually don't talk about the young people. And interestingly, young people they listen to you. I believe say then go they listen and they take note of all what you talk. But still we go get for the ask question in between. When related to what you actually they talk about. For example, the youth village where you just talk about, so we be here be happen. And now inside Koinadugu, so you say now they be first establishment. For Pulan from Koinadugu, for Brian Camp along the Freetown Highway, for example, we see somebody as well lost in life there for where they protest they know. So tell me how you go make sure because from where they pull under we not see nothing happen from down there, even under the term where the last government did. Waiting or how we feel say that youth village will benefit people then? Because from when they establish, we don't see nothing.
Well, I want to tell you, say not being even established. President Kuruma lay out the plans, then start the project, but you know reach a level where the youth then will come for ensure that they get the right skills. That was when we left government. So I'm saying I will resuscitate it because it's very important for the health of the economy. Clear now?
And still I ask you one question. In as much as you tell me about the woman then, what about the bike riders then? I still ask you, waiting day for them. You tell me about the woman then, which is very important, but the bike riders, they are still getting interest because you get interest on them as well.
Okay. We not just get for continue to bike riding. We get for create opportunity frontiers. And one of the things we go do now for ensure that the TVET institutions and where we get plenty young people we go there for get the relevant training. Okay. And I want to say, I'm a member of the bike riders. I'm one of them, the members. So at the CIDO, they talk every now and then. Among them, we get some people we go school but not complete. We'll create opportunity for them for go school. Some then they we go for land trade. We'll get for create opportunities and for make them land trade. Some then they definitely we want for do business. That is why we'll get the Young Entrepreneurs Fund. Some then they will not qualify for the Young Entrepreneurs Fund. We'll get the Youth Empowerment Fund, where be established as Minister of Finance today in other function. That is for them. So that then they're able to can get seed money, then work in groups for invest in other areas. That is the plan. And as I speak, I did in conversation with them.
Okay, so a lot of things then. For example, inside you manifest, yes, I'll call a manifesto, you vision. You get the economy, you get a lot of things then where you want for, make sure say you put out for the people them actually see and let we be. So, Superman, please, before we come to that lower level election and the other things then they in intention now, please, I still get interest because me, I only get interest on waiting the people the benefit. The truth of the matter, whether APC election or no APC election, not to me focus that one day. I'm just concerned about how the lives of people go better because from waiting we get from people get interest on two things then. One na your area, the economy. Two, now how for bring people them together. So let me look at the economy. Basically, you don't begin tell me about plans for women, plans. In fact, not to plan. Thing where you don't do for women them because you don't highlight or tell me about the thing. So now let we go proper into the economy. We see how the economy tally. From when this government come after they promise me a lot of things then. Say for example, with the Olo economy, one thing about una be established waiting and call austerity under the last government. This government are aware of that austerity. They say they will improve on the economy and make sure say they can we go before USA want. Pull we from USA on a left way. But from where they tell me about that, the way they come, we see how the economy don't depreciate. Guinea money, for example, the same way una been in power. Guinea money, if we get 5,000 million Salone money, then they give like close to 10,000 Guinea money. Now as we talk, if you get 5,000 Guinea money, now the other way around, then they give like 13,000 euros Salone money. So you see how bad the economy don't go. If waiting day in terms of improving this, and we don't want excuse anymore.
Thank you, Flagbearer. You know, I want to let you know, and you already know I don't say this, that under my leadership as Minister of Finance, with directives coming from President Kurma, Sierra Leone do very well in the economy. If I ask you today and with listeners, I'm sure then go on for go back to them days and they have been Minister of Finance with the economy reform. If I'm president tomorrow, one of the first things that they do now for do rationalization and take stock of the current state of the economy. I will look at import-export. I will take a look at revenue stance. I will take a look at monetary policy. I will take a look at many other issues in the economy and put the right team together and begin to take them one after the other. I get the experience, Flagbearer, for fix an economy. As Minister of Finance, one of the first things I do when I come as Minister of Finance, I for establish the Treasury single account. Now that they help the current government to some extent, although they don't implement and the way maybe they wish for letting implement them. That was the plan. In addition, I come with other measures that will help the economy. I set up a revenue task force. I do a study where they make sure that the 17 state-owned enterprises will we get, where a good number of them they feed on the budget and stop for feed on the budget, then begin for pay dividend to the Treasury. I give two examples. The Sierra Leone Commercial Bank not been they do well. It reached a point, even the IMF and the World Bank want for make we sell them. We did not. We saved the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. Today they pay dividend. We do the same for Royal Commercial Bank. They will ask the other state-owned enterprises for ensure that they come up with work plans through which you will save them. If we not save with state-owned enterprises, then continue for feed on the budget, it will affect the economy. The economy no will go forward. So that's now one of the things that we'll get for do. We'll get for take a look at the whole revenue stream. We'll get for improve revenue collection. Before independence or at independence, revenue base been low. It has continued that way. But there are opportunities for ensure that revenue base do well. How you will go about that? You get for automate your revenue management system. That is why as when I in the UK or US or anywhere, when I discover say many of the things and many of the taxes where they pay, they're automated. You know, they pass money to somebody. You either do one through your mobile phone, you do one through online. There are many ways. You GST, you know, they pay cash, then give receipt, then waiting safer. Then just punch the thing, then take the receipt out, then give. So plenty things they will get for do for ensure that we improve revenue management, for ensure that we improve areas then we get for make sure we go before. I want to sink now into the real economy. You know, truth be told, if you keep doing the same thing, you'll continue getting the same results. Me and you, as Mason can say, it will find for let people understand the law of causation. Except you do one differently, you will continue to get the same result. My challenge to you and to the rest of Sierra Leone is this: on the economy, we can't continue going down the path of poverty reduction because poverty doesn't go down. What we need to do is to go for wealth creation. That is what I'm putting on the table right now, and that is what I want to speak to now. So what do you do in the economy? You get Tomabo, you get Bondapi, you get Rokopo. It's not massive agricultural areas, but they know they do well. So what do? You do your soil study, you declare these places for commercial agriculture and large-scale agriculture. You ensure that you put incentive packages, and through that you go for commercial agriculture. That they help you for create wealth and jobs in the economy. Now, one of the things and that we get for do for save this economy, that will take some time, but it is what we need to do for go down that path. The other thing I want to tell you, we will be start for do now for ensure that we secure the EU certification for make we able export to fisheries project. Today to haven't achieved that. To you, the listeners tonight, I wanted to take note of this. That whilst we get more than 100 vessels now in our waters, a good number of them fishes and they go in a second or third country, then the process and export them to Europe. We cannot do it direct from our country. We try to secure the EU certification. It is one thing I will do. Secure EU certification, ensure that we get large-scale fishing companies, ensure that they process and package and export directly from winner. While should they do that, through the skills development fund, you now get the institutions for teach young people, for link with human resources to natural resources. We need to forget young people when are fisheries experts. We need to forget marine biologists. We need for train young people in this area for work with them companies. When you do that, you expand the base of the economy, you create wealth and you create jobs. So I will go on and on for tell you again, say, one of the things we will do quickly, and these are quick wins. We'll get plenty rubber plantations in the country in the 1970s under the SLPMB. Trust me, they know do well today. So what do we go do? We regenerate them plantations and that is why I get a special place for you guys in the diaspora and the economy. I try to position you in the economy. You guys can invest in those places. When you do that, you expand the base. And I will go for $1 a tree. If a Sierra Leonean plant a cash crop in this economy, it survive one dry season, he or she gets $1 for that. You invest like $10 million into that. Within 3 years, you get 10 million cash crops in the economy. Within that go do, you begin process and export. That is how you grow your economy. That is how you create wealth. So I will go on and on from one thing to the other. And everything I say so for move the economy forward, let's go to this last one. Now, the opportunities we already supposed for leverage and appear. You know how many were they will get in this country? Then plenty. But if I follow go down the path for ensure that we grow them, we begin package meat, beef, and export them as it happened in Botswana and other economies. And everything at the same to rocket science, it is doable, and that is what we're gonna do.
Okay, like I said, the truth of the matter is, actually they see what you talk, and they listen, but you mix two things together. You mix the experience and the way how you talk. Of course, I no need for ask you if you sabi them people them there. You get certain people them way they don't talk to you don't. As you listen to them, you don't actually buy to waiting and say. You know, even if you get money in your pocket, you pull and straight off. You say like you because this thing will tell me so. I don't buy them. I concur. I support. Now that kind of way they are listening to you right now. But in as much as you don't deliver, but you be there under somebody where you deliver them things in there. But now that you they can't team up. But before I ask you that question, there. The way the economy they right now, it's not good at all. That is not a secret. In as much as this government no one for agree to that one, but it's not good at all. So anyway, we see we government and they go out, go to brains them, say let they can help them. But by anyway, they don't approach you for let you see how you can able for help, for rescue. This is not about party, it's about the country, for let we see how you can able for help the economy. Any means anyway.
I don't get you. If they're waiting,
this government don't ever approach you for see say una all sit down together alone and discuss of how for save the economy.
No, that not ever happen.
You don't ever reach out to them?
No, not get for reach out to them.
Why?
Because listen, we get programs and projects. That is why, you know, they talk about say I sound convincing. And why I sound convincing now, because the track record is there. It's good. I know one for both, but I want for say appreciably what I do is good. That is why in my strategy I established what I call the governance transition protocol. Governance transition protocol at the establish and ensure that I put under the constitution and enshrine, so that when one government they come, the ministries and the clusters of government, the sectors go sit down around the table and take stock of where the previous government stopped on one project and how the new government will take them forward. That's very, very important. Because if we not do that, it will go help with. That was what happened.
So for
now, I give you example.
Please, let me ask you a question, please. I'm not saying you're not a politician, but let me ask you a question. So now, una get you now in project one I want for take up. So until this government fail, una come before we see them thing and then they come to reality.
Shangwe-Pierre, you are being unfair. The people, this government campaign on the bread and butter issues. They said within 6 months they will address, they will clear the mess and they will fix it.
Correct.
They made their promises. Sierra Leoneans voted them in. Then they do that. You tell the person, say, no, stop what you do now. This is they do. Is that right? Is that fair on me? No, it's not. I just want for language.
No, I know they look at the nationalistic point of view.
Yes, but listen, we are available. If someone says, look, at State House, I set up structures and systems. We will make sure when it comes as a government, you will be efficient. Then take all things down. Really? We get free healthcare initiative. Don't forget, so this is a welfare program. This government come, then campaign on free education program. So you put free healthcare down, you raise free education. So within 10 years, you not complete the free healthcare and you not go far with the free education. Who suffers? That is why I'm saying, when I talk, I want to listen. We try for create systemic structures where they help people in this country moving forward. So I sit down, I not sit down at my corner, I work on stuff, I consult. But trust me, when me na be Minister of Finance, Hassan Beshekano of blessed memory, I invite her to my office. Shekano consider, in fact, you're an insurance man. Where am I going wrong? Talk to me, me and a small brother. This treasury single account, is it working? Is it the right way to go? The activity-based budgeting what I want for bring, is it the right way to go? This strategy will roll out for women and for youth, is it the right way to go? Tell me whether I'm doing it differently or whether they go too fast. You learn from them, you listen to them. Former bank governors you invite, former agriculture ministers you invite in your office. If that not happen, the person say, this man not able to do this job well, una pull him. Me don't can at the door. Then you can knock up on that person say, no, this thing they do well, me they do well than you. And go not fair. So I hope you understand. If they may ask me which advice I give, trust me, I will provide the advice to them. Trust me, I could have done that.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Marah. Family will get Dr. Kaifala Marah today. We're an Apc Flagbearer Aspirant. And as soon as they join, we already like them plenty. We see plenty, hundreds of Unalepa watch. Una likely continue for like the platform them and una follow. It is very important because we don't forget subsequent plenty other conversation and going forward. Dr. Kaifala Marah, I want to give that back to you. The vision where you get for Sierra Leone. Again, you don't begin church on and small. You didn't mention about the diaspora. And plenty people can talk and say, if Salone use the diaspora connection very well, Salone get a lot for benefits from the diaspora. Because remember, at some point, just after the war, most of the remittance form a bulk of our economy in that country. So what can you want to implement so for make sure say the country take the advantage for benefit from the diaspora and the diaspora as well will benefit from the country going forward?
Okay, well, first and foremost, for me, the diaspora are key and central. And they position the diaspora and the economy in a very strategic way. That is why, over and above the plans that I don't put for now, I asked for a Zoom meeting with the whole diaspora on Friday. So let's talk to Una now as to how I think to say we position the diaspora. We get for be innovative. Development not to accident as science. The diaspora don't contribute to this economy in wonderful ways, especially during periods where the country they suffer. Whether na Corona, whether na Ebola, you've always been there. So what I will do is to work with you for create a special purpose vehicle for provide affordable housing in the economy. Me and you know that housing a problem in the economy for over the years we don't suffer for that. The diaspora can invest, can buy shares in that particular company. And I will encourage the diasporans not only invest in the business for yourself, but you for invest for picking as well. Government they create the enabling environment. We know housing corporations in Europe and elsewhere. When once they don't start housing, it continues to expand. That now one way I therefore ensure that we bring the diaspora, we mainstream the diaspora in the economy. But also, we need to create a special department for diaspora affairs. That will be either in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It will help the diasporans for able to establish business in the economy. When you come on at the diaspora, you come for established business, it takes you forever. You get frustrated. You need that one-stop shop for ensure that we want for established business, you're able to establish the business in a way we not will bother you at all. That particular office gets a lot for do for the diasporans. We'll get for take a look, we'll get for give incentives to the diasporans for make them invest in areas which will get opportunities for growth. One of the areas we will do that now the tourism area. So whether na condominium for build, whether na ecotourism, whether na hotels for do, whether na anything for the way to do with tourism, the diaspora get a lot of incentives and opportunity for invest. That is what will tie the diasporans to the economy, and that now one way they will contribute to the economy. Over and beyond that, for ensure that the diaspora then continue for do well, with the set up diaspora investment initiative. Within that investment initiative, we get a committee, for example, in London or New York or Washington. How did it work? Because they go for wealth creation, because our law move from poverty reduction when they work well, what will they do now for tweak foreign policy to investment foreign policy? So if you, Mohammed, will they listen to me, for example, you're a high commissioner in London, you have to sign a contract with me as president. As to the number of FDIs, businesses where they bring to the country, we agree on them annually. If it is 10 per year, it is 10. If it is 8, it is 8. What that does is, you get for work with the Diaspora Investment Committee in London and within the UK, for ensure that during this 1 year, you're able to bring in that 8 or 10 foreign direct investments where we don't talk about. The opportunity that will create for the diasporans. Now, for make them get involved, become partners in them businesses, then the way they bring that the economy. Because plenty diasporans want to invest. Unfortunately, the timing, the opportunity is very limited. So that now one platform we will use for the diaspora. Which I go ask going beyond that is, these are my proposals. What do you think as diasporans? You now have access to my vision to create wealth and jobs. Take a look at it, particularly the area where I talk about positioning the diaspora in the economy. Read them. And on Friday, we may get conversation. You will get the opportunity for say, well, Dr. Marah, the investment vehicle is good, XYZ is good, but why you know we consider ABC? Let me say my vision not cast in stone. It is open to new ideas. So I look forward for talk with the diasporans, for work with me, for ensure that
Okay, Dr. Marah, thank you very much. I just want to emphasize that point where they make. You get a meeting where they invite all the diaspora them on Friday. I think it's shared widely in social media. So for Mulem, Dr. Marah, they invite you to a meeting. They don't have to go ask some questions, go get a dialogue there. But Dr. Marah, people then go ask you. At this point in time,
share the link with me. Let me say Sam.
Yes.
Sometimes we make lay people as well, watch them as they do.
Yeah, exactly. So better dialogue they go, which is very good, very important as well. But people then also ask right now what's happening. You don't talk plenty about the economy. You get a very outstanding record in terms of the economy. One thing when they are about the country right now, the way how we currency don't depreciate. What's in the way forward for how do this currency depreciation so right now? Because we also look like say every day when you go for go change dollar, the next day don't go back. It's so.
I mean, not go to dollar. Dollar for me, I not can compare dollar and the leons because when they want to compare leons and dollar, then go tell you say the dollar and I don't snap Tranga and other parts. No compare with leons and Guinea money.
No, but not what I for compare because most of the business people in the country now dollar they get for need.
Well, now this make because we compare with dollar and I make we give them chance for giving excuses. Let me look at, for example, Guinea. We also do business 8 to 8. Then the take to we will take to them. Now look how we currency don't talk to Guinea money. We want to make sure say we currency go back who's been there. Or if you're not able to improve faster, but let go back.
No, rather than the run like that. Question I know they post so. The Guinea money, yes, but we all know the comparison now. What you don't say, the Guinea money don't completely overtake we. But what thing we go able to do as a country?
Sorry that if you say overtake, no understatement. Not overtake. They don't nyaka we.
Yes, bad one. They don't really nyaka. You're absolutely right. So what you go do? Maybe like doctor say understanding say what you go do for me at least there's something will happen because this currency business is really troubling.
Okay. I think when I don't ask the question, when I don't answer as well. Shengbe and don't nyaka the thing. I think we left at a level where we're very admirable. Sierra Leoneans to some extent not being appreciate the wonderful work we've been to do. That we currency being 100% above that of Guinea. Today don't be the reverse. And as to pretend the economy will do exceptionally well. I invite you for ask yourself. From 1961 to the time I become Minister of Finance, if I was there and the economy do well, and we spread the wealth to people who do support President Nkrumah, do a lot of projects, and I do all of this not by myself, with colleagues and with leadership from President Nkrumah. If I tell when I say when I entrust me with this economy as president, I will fix it, and I will and I can. But we forget the fundamentals right. First and foremost, the timing for the redenomination, all right. You need to do redenomination of the currency in the middle of a crisis. The Russia-Ukraine war make the thing worse. You also get Corona. They redenominate the currency where the economy they under threat. When you do so, people they lost confidence in the process, and at the end of the day, the exchange rate they do well. The timing was not right. We could have done it when we are in government, but when Ebola struck, you couldn't go down that path. In fact, the economy been to do well, like I tell you now. We peg minimum wage when me and you know about to $100. It never happened in the history of the country. That's enough 480,000 limbs. So do it in 480,000 limbs. So it tells you how badly things are going. So if me become president, like I say, we take stock of the various sectors. We take a look what we will do in the revenue area, what we will do in terms of monetary policy for ensure that we do well. Sometimes one of the ways they fix this, as I've been talking to somebody this evening, not just by export for say, okay, we'll get for do well for export for least pressure off with currency. No. Sometimes domestically you get for encourage production possibility frontiers. Need not for make we import everything in this country. You therefore encourage local production. For example, if you go now some supermarket and today, you make chicken from any other place in Europe. You get for stop that. You get for provide incentives for ensure that we increase production locally, get them while at the supermarket with the right incentives so that you will lift pressure off with exchange rate. I will go over then on and on and on. And when I come in as Minister of Finance, one of the first things I do now for do rationalization. And that rationalization, they help with. You take stock of each area of the economy. But we now want, the populace want magic, a silver bullet for fixed exchange rate. You know, they just fix on here and now. You get forget the fundamentals, right? Sometimes you get for pumping some resources for ensure that it stabilizes. But now one lot tell you everything now. When give me the country.
You see plenty people, you know. I get few questions them, and then I go relax. I know they ask you questions. If people want to ask you question, yeah. Number one, okay. You know, after the economy, the other thing where people get interest on now togetherness, where in we motto we say unity, freedom, and justice. Unity where they at the top. Right now, find out say the country in order together. Anyhow we want for agree or not in order together. So if you take over, how you will make sure say, you know, the thing where we be done lost, that uniting the people, we actually go back to that glory.
Well, I want to say thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes.
When I get me, okay. You know, I like one question where Pierre asked. He said, before you become president, let me take you back. What have you done in this sector so that when you become president, we'll get assurances that you will build on that? If you take a look at my document, one of the first things I put forward for create wealth and jobs, the most important and significant thing we need for you, or for heal fast and fast. We'll get for stop with toxic politics. You know, the help, we know they take me nowhere. The country get for steady, get for become. And I tell people, that when we dey in government, when me, Kaifala Marah, build party office in Atayama, when we get elections 2018, the SLPP win, the first thing they do that evening is for burn the party office. You know what happened? I not go to police, I not complain, I not talk about it nowhere. On platform, this is the third time I talk about it in the last 3 days. I never mention it. People say, why? I said, that's not the price we get for pay for national cohesion and peace. We don't reach a point where we need that. And as president, I therefore continue to demonstrate that, or lead by example. Even during by-elections in Kwenadugu and Sama Bendugu, when I said they attack me, I not ever fight back. Because one for set the basis of peace, harmony, and cohesion. So one of the first things we for do, and if I become flag bearer, it is one of the things I'll put forward. The country for study, for calm down. Because not only that they do, when we know where they ask me them question, where in the diaspora, we get the courage for get to our friends them who not don't make the for can invest in the country. So peace and national cohesion will hold.
Charity begins at home. I like this word. Charity begins at home, sir. You know, inside the APC, when at the party where you belong, we see a lot of things that may happen. You know, who that get this faction, who that belongs to 6, who that belongs to 7, 8, 9, 10, all of them being there. And we see how they nearly destabilize the entire party with regards different factions. Who that we can say this na get right, this na get wrong, all of them they actually talk so tell now. Case then a court we make na court na determine when and how una for the whole una election then. Waiting at the role where you play in bringing people together.
Well, at a point we get the peace facilitators, we've been the mediate, they invite me and many colleagues who all participate, and I'm sure then go don't share this with you now. We all participate in the peace process for ensure that we're able to get to constitution. And over and beyond that, me and my colleagues and we all sit down, we put together a document we call the 2023 roadmap for the APC that talk about national cohesion. That talk about setting up a team where we go ensure that we get peace within the party. It talk about the roles we all get to play individually or collectively for ensure that we take the party to elections on the front line of peace. So I do all of that. I know we explain the whole span of it, but I play my own role. And like I tell you, even during by-elections, where people not supposed to do to we watching and they do, we still hold the reins of peace. So, yes, things bad. Yes, good. The lower level elections where Mohammed Bene talk about, not really clean. It's not done. Many compromises take place. Then do plenty wrongs. We agree. But over and beyond that, we get an opportunity for move forward. So we don't get some elections result and good. We'll continue to go down that path. No one political party no will accept or want for make court can determine when we go convention or not go convention. But this is fragile states.
So
because of that element of fragility, they always work.
Whose camp you belong?
No. Me na Kaifala Marah Aspirant. I don't belong to anyone.
I
get me views, I get my ideas.
You relate.
Beg your pardon?
You didn't have big six?
Now today, listen, I want to use this platform for address this. And it is very serious. You know, when we lost elections 2018, people at the APC say, we want to make the aspirant and come together. If they not come together, we will get peace. Me personally get meeting with the leadership of the party. Minkai Luba of blessed memory was alive at party office. Payasane and many others been there. And my word was this: we don't get newfound democracy. Congratulations to us. But over and beyond that, we need for mend fences. We need for ensure that we come together. You have a role to play. Then we started meeting as flag-bearer aspirants. Let us talk. Let us build a relationship. Why we need for do this? So that when we go to convention, if one of you win, halala no go there. Because we don't already build a team. We don't already come together as all flag-bearer aspirants. I am sure many of you have been seen at a particular point where all they eat cassava leaf with Payansane, Palo, many other people, Samura, myself, who all been there, we do that. But to reach a point where, and I'm sure we're all aware of this, some leadership's not been really happy with that. Na Payansane label Litisedo and a big six. And that wasn't good.
We don't actually lost your sound again. The sound all lost again.
You get me?
Yes, please, yes.
Okay. So we continue for work, and today do the same. We work together. So there is no big six against anyone. We all meet. I'm sure yesterday when I see a photograph of about 10 flag-bearer aspirants coming together, I'm sure when I see that. So there are no factions as far as I'm concerned. The only one key thing I'm looking forward to is I have a strategy. And that strategy will bring about the change we need. And we've been waiting for this for several years. And that is why I did on this platform tonight. For tell one that A, we need for heal first and fast, for build investor confidence in the economy, and B, for ensure that we bring the right institutions, the right strategy in place so that our country will become like the Rwandas and even be the Rwandas of this world. That is what I promise, and that is what I want to do. Thank you.
Right. Superman, please come inside.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Kaifala Marah. Ladies and gentlemen, when they watch, we tell you plenty thank you. I will tell you continue for like and also for follow, so that whenever program comes, I will get notification automatically. Today, we don't get Dr. Kaifala Marah when an Apc Flagbearer Aspirant, and eloquently and delicately, you don't explain to we. I mean, some of the ideas, the vision, the way you get for that country, they're really remarkable and outstanding. It's so much grateful for better at the platform today that it takes time off in busy schedule for January and can share this vision with me. And again, like what he says, Friday, when they cancel, they go let for talk to all the diaspora them. So they on a look out for the link out there. We say go share them. They want to get dialogue with them, and this is good. It's good for that we all put hands together for we country. Despite whose political party when you support, that don't show sense Salonians them. whosoever we did, we don't ready for Tawi or job for work for moving country forward. So quickly, before I go back to Dr. Kaifala Marah, read out some of the comments where people they put. Most of them, Dr. Marah, they are very positive comments. People really appreciate you. Like Amara Kamara say, trust, we are really blessed to have short and brilliant strategies. So, and again, we'll see Mario say eloquent, Dr. Marah. Aisha say smart, Dr. Marah, the strategies. I mean, it is outstanding comment. I'm able to see any comments where any person asks question. I say that PWD, what we get, I don't think PWD they do at time they do the whole thing and call them. He said if you become president, if you're able to make come back together, let begin work back because now that Tilani back will help the country. But like I said, this one said Dr. Marah is a man of inclusion. When he speaks, he engage with people, teamwork and collaboration. I mean, most of the comments and plenty now, and able go through the audience.
You know when you talk about na Salone TV live video, right?
Yes.
All right. So interestingly, we had them boku so much that I'm not sure if I'm able to read them all. But I will begin take from the last thing you talk and let I bring into Dr. Marah. You say collaboration, ain't it? One of the messages.
Yes.
You say collaboration.
Yes, collaboration. Somebody say teamwork and collaboration good for him.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. I find out say you form a boss, honest by Kroma, then they do something where I don't know what he make if I be get opportunity for ask him, and for be ask him why he been do this. I find out say you and Dr. Samura Kamara now like if they make una 7 and 8. It pull you here, he puts down there, pull this here, puts down there. It be as well they make, for example, if you pull Samura Naya, the next person where they can at that position in the Kaifala Marah. Now so I just been the see. I don't know why that been happen. Tell me about that one day. Why it been happen? So because from bank governor, you come to finance. I see na just commodity go there. You know, at some point when you come as chief of staff, now even the supervise the entire country, all the ministry then, and then you go down to that particular position. So some people be say about they don't demote Ambo. Why this kind zigzag did happen with the former caretaker?
Okay. Well, that question I think now President Kroma will answer that. I just want to say to me viewers that all the positions I ever served are very senior positions. But you just allude to something, say, we incommodate me go there. Yes. Well, they start with the Commonwealth Secretariat. He been then at the Commonwealth, we left now go there. Then he became Minister of Finance and I went there. And Governor of the Central Bank, I went there. And Foreign Affairs, I went there. So maybe, and strongly so I believe, I don't be flag bearer.
If you know one for tell me this, something they were under the sense. You don't agree for answer that question because you say that you boss for answer that question. I find out say
no
waiting at the seat. The brains there like then they go like the same way. Please go ahead.
No. I not ever come on an office in Gode. Fine. So he was Minister of Finance, Agona Finance. Then Agona Central Bank and Foreign Ministry. So now so he go. It not necessarily means it in the exchange when we come on side in Gode. But I think, yeah, all them positions are very senior strategic positions. You talk finance, you talk about the office of the Chief of Staff and Finance. I tell you, when I was Chief of Staff, we set up the economic team, chaired by the President. Every week we sit down, take a look at the economy. We look at exchange rate. We look at inflation. We look at import. We look at export. It reach a point where they ask, where are the contractors? Are they being paid? What about salaries? Are they being delayed? What are we doing that we shouldn't be doing? What should we do that we are not doing? So now they will be to get all in waiting safe there. So he reached a point. He says, okay, now go to finance because we don't lay the basics. And when I went to finance, trust me, I perform. So there is no way President Kroma will come for tell the world, say, I put Samurai, I put Marah there, and let I pull another this institution, I put Marah there because of XYZ reason. He knows that. But what I will say here to all of you was, that have served in 4 senior strategic positions in the government of President Nkrumah. And trust me, the reason why I get courage for put together a holistic document like this, it is that Sierra Leoneans know that when I was in government, I delivered, and I call on sincerity of purpose. That is why they say, check my track record. Take a look at it, and take a look at this and ask yourself, if he says he will deliver this, will he not deliver it? Yes, I will, and I can.
Okay, so you talk about sincerity. Let's test the sincerity of you. If therefore choose between you and Samura Kamara, who do you feel say could best serve the purpose?
I'm running for office. I think I can do well. And that is why I put this together. And I ask you, check my track record. When I was chief of staff, did I not perform? I did. As Minister of Finance, did I not perform? I did. In fact, as Minister of Finance, I make tough, bold, and difficult decisions. The Treasury single account, where President Bio hold and say, yes, this is what I'm gonna do. You know what it takes for make I do that? You get government accounts scattered all over the place, and it's been like that for more than 50 years, and you wake up one morning, become minister, and says, no, let's link all the account there. Why? Because you go to the central bank, you borrow, and you pay interest rate as high as 19% within 91 days. That no make sense. So I said no. First, we stop borrowing domestically, and second, we establish a treasury single account. Link all government accounts to the treasury. That way, you know, side government resources there. Instead of you go borrow, you already know the resources where you get, you limit borrowing. At the end of the day, we make savings of over 200 billion. It is all here. So waiting at the say is, with my track record, my performance as Minister of Finance, I mean, don't just tell when I say in 2015, when they do the Global Budget Index survey, Sierra Leone score above the global average. It happened under my watch. So I'm only saying I have a strategy, I have a plan. And this plan is a very decisive and bold one. It is saying, let us create wealth and jobs. It is not just saying that, but it is showing exactly how we will do that. But waiting underscore that is demonstrable leadership.
Okay.
And with that demonstrable leadership, I'm saying check my track record. I think I can do a better job. That is why I'm in the race.
We can give some opportunity for let people ask you questions. But I need to ask you this question again, please. One thing we don't tell with now this country, now the beaucoup debt. The way the trust is done too much. Yeah, this government, we president where we they call caretaker, for example, where we the debate, it tell we say they don't tire with, you know, the way how the country gets debt, the kind debt, it shows that we not get any reserve, you know, all of them things and they. But now that we there into this system, we don't trust pass mark. How we for able for comot? Whose strategy you feel say we go able for use for comot par beaucoup debt, par beaucoup trust?
Well, first and foremost, you get for growing revenue. Revenue very, very important. And I tell you now the strategy I get for put in place for ensure that I do so. Because when you get plenty money, when the revenue they perform, and the slippage is not there, and they get very serious fiscal management, you know they always borrow. You borrow responsibly. I think responsible borrowing very, very important. So for me, I go say that when I was Minister of Finance, will not get debt level as worse as this. I am sure I hold the economy very well. So if I become head of state, I'm sure I will watch that. And I just tell you, I will not go far. Excuse me, that when I become Minister of Finance, one of the 2 key policies I passed now zero borrowing. I not borrow for the first 6 months. Now the domestic securities market, I not borrow. And because of that, we make interest savings of over 200 billion. I'd already demonstrate that. And it is here. So responsible borrowing, very, very important. Secondly, it depends on the programs and projects you want for deliver. You know, other opportunities and the way you get for leverage for ensure that you know go down this path. So I want to say during my tenure, the debt levels not be ever did this way. And during my tenure, I start for borrow domestically and make savings for the economy. And the records are there, they are clear. They are also in this. Anybody ready can challenge that. I will just refer you to the evidences. And I want to tell when I say, if I'm president, with a grow revenue, we'll put in place very disciplined systems for ensure that we lift the country going forward. So I'm sorry that the debt level there, so the people will able to explain why the debt level there, so now the one they will do the borrow. But for me, I get the track record that if I'm president, it wouldn't be this way. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Kaifala Marah. And we already watch me, so we tell plenty, thank you. And right now, get somebody as well now platform where maybe you get one question before you open the line. Where instead of pose a question to Dr. Marana, Madam Fatima Conte, all the way from United States. Now we resident human rights activist, now also a philanthropist, now also a producer of most of the program them. So, Madam Fatima Conte, you get any question you want to pose to Dr. Kaifala Marah quickly before we open the line? No, you muted.
I know you get some.
You muted.
I know you get some.
Okay. Oh, you still wait. You still. Okay, yes, go ahead.
I just want to say hello to the family back there. When I mean family, everybody in a Salone. I just want to say hi, and I want to thank you, for holding up all this time, and help is on the way, with God's help. And Kampala, two things. I don't know why. It's not just to you. It's not directly to you, but why African leaders always kill their voters, and if you become president, all we want as a humanitarian, all this to stop.
The line not too good.
Yes.
Can you come back, please?
Yes. My question here is why Africans, especially the president and people of governance, they like to kill the voters, the people that vote you in. Why would you like to do stuff? Why do they like to do things
Okay,
to them?
Fatima, your line not clear.
Line not clear, yes.
I don't know why. But Dr. Marah basically waiting in the sky for ask. Now, most of the time, when you want power, you go to the voters. But when we leaders them can don't get power, then turn back power with voters. When they talk, they run after them and kill them, treat them all kind of way, inhuman treatment, all of them things. And why it can happen so? If you reach to that stage, you get for do something like that?
Well, I want to say honestly, partly that question also for me. You talk about leaders, past leaders.
Yeah, leaders.
And I don't think that's what it always happen. There are leaders on the continent of Africa, they behave that way, the economies don't thrive and they do well. But I just make an attempt, I think I just tell you, say, for make the economy thrive, for make we create wealth and jobs, and move from Saudi, we need peace and national cohesion. I tell you about my party office where I'm born, one not say a word, because those are the sacrifices we need for move forward. I have already demonstrated that. And in this document, I say, we therefore create special watchdogs within the civil society groups for ensure that they monitor the activities of human rights institutions, democratic institutions, the police, as well as the judiciary. And then they issue regular reports on the performance of them sectors there. If I want to go for change, if I want to draw a line between what has happened and how we take our economy forward to levels that we have never experienced. And if you take a look at my track record, it tells you that this is new. And it is that fresh breath that I'm putting before you. And I wouldn't go down that path. I haven't experienced that. It's not the way to go. If one for move this country, or for go for peace and national cohesion. But then I talk about demonstrable leadership. That is what I'm going to provide. So, Auntie Fatima, thank you so much for the question. But that will not be Dr. Marah. Take a look at my performance record. It tells you I wouldn't go down that path. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Shebepia, before you begin the line open, I just want to Fambul and say, next Saturday, we go get two big Salone artists on this platform. The one named Raga Spice and the other one named ATM. This is a two big Salone artists. We go get them at this platform. We go ask them about the music, them about the career, about so many aspects. So do you want to watch out next Saturday, 9 p.m. Salone and UK time? We go get Raga Spice and ATM on the platform. I just want to know. Over to you, Brother.
Okay, and so Dr. Marah, what they can do, they can open phone line, for let people ask 1 or 2 questions them. I want to make this very clear to you where they come. We not say we they do well. Not tell we thank you again. Go straight to the point. Because before you come and tell you say una they do well, una thank you don't eat by them. Now 1 minute no more. Now we open for let you get for ask you question. Dr. Marah, let ask you one thing where this government been set up waiting and called Commission of Inquiry. You name being there inside the Commission of Inquiry, right?
Honestly, I know I talk about Commission of Inquiry. Yes, my name is Dede. Everybody named me Dede.
Why you know one for talk about them?
Because I not just want to talk about them.
Yeah, but the people them right now where they comment actually want for no. And you go for be the leader and they want for know everything about you.
Well, I think one of the problems is Alionians know they read. Then set up 3 commissions of inquiry from the president, everybody else. Then summon everybody before the commissions of inquiry. So Nameka say the whole team public. What you all discuss we already now are public paper.
So for let we know say for in the first place say Dr. Kaifala Marah they contest as flag bearer. Nothing within a public we all know that but still we ask you that question because people want for be sure.
Yeah, everybody appear before the commission of inquiry.
By any means, I can still ask you the question whether people are reader or not. People still want to know because not all man they read. That's not just the reality. You get brain, you actually get brain for read, but not all man get brain. Waiting now be the position of the inquiry on you. They find you guilty or not.
No, I find right now. I don't get issues with the commission of inquiry. I'm okay.
We mean say you appeal the case and then you win.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because now Rokel Commercial Bank, who saved the bank. The bank they do exceptionally well. How government will ask me for you money where you already get. And the bank they do exceptionally well today. People who save the bank, the resources what we take, we give government, now government get the shares, the bank they do well, no evidence, no they say anybody do anything. And the court commend me for that. So it is fine.
All right.
Thank you.
So we can go now, now for I take calls then from the people then. Let we wait and see. I repeat, please go to the question direct and ask Dr. Marah. And please, one other thing where say we can always they ask for because if not, we cut the line instant. Please, certain words and the way to use them. Yeah. So go to your question and ask your question clean. Yeah. We go now the line now and start the ball rolling. We start with the very first person. Your name and who side you call from, please?
My name Musa. I call from Sweden.
You hear? Hold on, Musa. Dr. Marah, you hear this person?
No.
Hold on, please, Musa. Just hold on so for me. Let's get the system for you. Fine one. So Dr. Marah go hear you and everybody go hear you as well. Just hold on, please. Just hold on. All right, make a try again. Just say something.
Hello?
Yes, you get that now?
My name Musa. I call from Sweden.
Dr. Marah, you get him?
Yes.
Okay, please, Musa, go ahead. You get 1 minute.
Yeah, Dr. Kaifala Marah gets 3 questions for ask you. The one question I want to ask you, when Sambura Kamara become the flag bearer and become the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, this 2023 election, you go willing for Okutam for you become a finance minister, number one. Number two, when I be the finance minister, where they rate Sierra Leone the fastest growing economy, Sierra Leone.
Okay, let's answer that. If you don't answer that, it's saying that in Bindede. Continue.
Okay. Then during August 10, you know, make no comment. And I want to talk about August 10.
Thank you very much.
And because
three questions, you say thank you very much. We go to another person. Quick one. Welcome to the show, please. Sister Admin, you get 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, viewers. Good evening. How now they do? Thank you, Mr. Marah, for joining us tonight. Just get a question for you, because for me, the main thing what about I mean a Salone now because we not get leaders the way they protect me at Salone, where they team up for we in terms of the killings the way they happen at Salone. Also, you've been there during the Pademba Road killing, the Lonsar, the Tombo, the Tonkolimba, the McKinney, and even the recent one, August the 10th. Why are you speaking now? We want to know how we for trust you, how we for all una to account say, or for trust una say, una go able for protect we, una no go turn una man them against we for make them kill we because right now una they come for we vote them, una they come for make we put una into office, but una come to man, we back una go turn the trigger. Why we for vote una in? Waiting at the assurance say una go protect we in that country day. Not to una need we vote them.
Thank you very much. We go to another call. Okay, this call. Okay, let's see this one. Don't hold up there. Come on. Hello, caller. You name and who side you call from? Yes. So you line bad. I'm not hearing you.
Hello, you get me now?
Please go ahead.
I get this a Sierra Leone GDP statistics now.
Okay.
Way from 2007 to 2008, Sierra Leone economy gets for slow down due to the global economic recession will be happening. But from 2009 to 2012, we begin experience an abnormal growth rate. From 2009 we get 3.19%, 2010 5.35%. 2011 6.32%, 2012 we get 15.12%. In that case, they will get abnormal growth rate. But in 2013 now, Dr. Kaifala just came inside. So we want to ask Dr. Kaifala if now in the genesis of where the rates alone the fastest growing economy.
When you watch 2014, waiting at the growth rate.
2013 will be 20.72%.
What do you get for saying that's the question we ask?
So now the question what they ask is, Dr. Samuel Kamara before in the come as Minister of Finance. And under Dr. Samuel Kamara, we get abnormal growth rate, abnormal GDP growth rate. So when he came in 2013, first part of
I go answer you quick one on that day. If we don't talk about them, now make a go back to them. It say then 10 and then I don't take over.
Please, just allow me to answer this. It's very important.
Yes, you don't pass it time. Make I tell you. If you don't answer, I'm already if you be the listen.
No, the question they ask is different from what you don't answer.
Okay.
Please, what they ask now is, if now when he come as Minister of Finance, in your policy they make Salone economy begin grow, or you don't be the grow before he come when they get Salone the fastest growing economy. Because when they get Salone, before they get a country fastest growing economy or a booming economy, it means that from the previous statistics already on the grow. They have not growth rate, the global rate in country that way.
Right.
So I if now based on their income or not, they don't go before they come. We just can't get that Thursday.
Thank you. All right, we go to another call. We'll take 3 more before we allow her for us answer the question there. Welcome to the show, please. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, I'm in from Kuruma, and the call from Netherlands, Kabbalah Mobotigi.
Okay.
Well, me, the only question I get for Dr. Marah is that, one, why them as a flag bearer don't go able for left the baton for one person, let him able carry this responsibility because they all get followers. We see what be happen the past election. We me, I for Dr. Marah, we make a the job and statistics alone.
Right.
What we dance for, and they all get followers them. Now they don't up to the 10 we need this one symbol. And each of them all must get a thousand of people who follow them. And one person end up for can win them. That 9 people them they follow as them. The reaction, they go able control the people them they when they follow them.
All right, thank you very much. I'll take 2 more calls. Then we go to Ram before we continue. Welcome to the show, please. Your name and who side you call from, please.
Yeah, this is Alex Morgan they talk.
All right, go ahead. You get 1 minute.
Yeah, I just want to ask the what's not in your plan towards corruption? Because okay.
We go to the last call for now. Welcome to the show, please. Your name and who side you call from.
Hello. They call from yes.
Please go ahead. Reduce the volume of your set and let we talk. Go ahead and make your point.
Yeah, I just want to ask Doctor. And then we see this economy, how bad then they perform. So all these 4 years, we're not ever hearing Doctor come out, for challenge some of these monetary and physical policies. And also, even the people, the kind of way how the people live. You understand? Not ever see Doctor come out, for talk. You understand? As somebody when I stakeholder for the party. So this recent issue, let me tell you about this Dr. Marah, Honorable Marah, because we see on videos where people say how Marah not support Marah, they support other. So let's make a comment on those issues. Thank you very much, guys.
Very much. Okay, we'll go to Dr. Marah for make
yes, exactly so.
React to the questions, and then forever we take second and last sets. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, I want to say a very big thank you to all the people that we ask the questions and we they want for ask. Somebody called from Sweden. Well, me an APC person. Any of my colleagues who they run today win. I'm ready for work with them. Not to specific positions per se, but I always will say let there be a fair competition. When the playing field level and one person lost, say a loss because the people make a choice. But if the playing field not level, then that is where problems come. But I don't think to say we get a problem with that. Now, another person mentioned Augustine, somebody say politicians, they get for go after them, people them, for make sure, then they go after them, people for ravage them. No. I can always say, when you engage somebody with one leadership, check in track record. When you check the track record, it tells you who that person is. So if you check my track record, it tells you that I will never go down that path. In addition, when things happen at monumental level as they happen, when all the overseas, when I know what thing they happen, the party takes a position. In many of them things that will happen, when the party take position, they not take position as a party. The party is us. Now we, now the party. That position where the party they take, not one person sit down, the right say this is the position of the party. Now we all. So we all aware of the position where the APC party take when all the issues here take place. That was the position we took. And many of them things where they do not they just happen behind we. Now all get for sit down say, okay, let's do this. Let this be our response. So just because you're Kaifala Marah or Amadou Koroma or Saidu Doumbouya somewhere, trust me, whatever been come out at that point was the position of the party, except where the party will have said, can you speak to this? Can you do this? But when the party say, provide us this background, provide us this support, that is what I will provide. So whatever position the party been take, not one person should take out. Now all SIDO will take that position there. So whether Kaifala Marah or any other person not necessarily respond in your own way, but we did so for the party. But I also want to let you know this. When people they ask questions, sometimes review or screen the environment and ask. When issues take place in the economy zone are there or the country zone are there, when it happens, the opposition takes a position. When the opposition takes a position or other political parties take a position, that is the position of the general membership of the party. And me being one of the senior members of the party, when I therefore realize that whatever is being put out could have been our position. I hope that suffices, and I hope you now understand. Now, somebody talk about the economy. Yes, export was pushing, export being responsible for the growth rate. And I mentioned that in my document. Reason why they say it go fine for it. And I commend past colleagues for some of the brilliant things we then do, not even within the institutions where I work, but the broader cabinet colleagues, because now all they see don't take decisions and map out policies and ensure that we implement them going forward. What I mentioned to now is this. By 2015, when they do the Global Budget Index survey, Sierra Leone reigned first ahead of all. That not by growth rate, not so that then they look at whether you get the fundamentals right, how transparent you are, your revenue management system, your resource management system, to what extent you handle activities within the ministry, how you control spending, how you manage intergovernmental transfers, many other things that they take into consideration. And when I come in from early 2013, 2014, by the time they hit 2015, we did well. That was why I say, even when the Ebola struck, even when the economy plummeted from that high level open to -21, I still hold the reign of the economy. And the budget survey happened in 2015 when Ebola the rage. So I tell you, whether growth being done, they come, and there is no denying that there was great growth. And that was just fueled by iron ore exports, not to other initiatives. So, but even with that iron ore exports within there, when I come, I put in place strategies will help the economy in a very strong way. For example, the spending patterns within there, I make sure I control them. How? Before my period, you get line item or incremental budgeting, where you will come up from an institution, you say last year they gave me 500 million, this year now 1 billion I want. Under my leadership, thank you, that was how it happened. But here is the new way of doing it. Split all of this into activities cost. You know how much savings we make for that? You know how much savings we make when I decide not for borrow? I tell you about 200 billion what we do. You know the strategies we put in place, the task force revenue, the revenue task force we put in place for ensure that we grow revenue. So many initiatives and the way I roll out, we complement export. Export didn't just drive it. It was strongly complemented by strong measures, and that was why we held on. And the test is the exports, the global index survey, and the extent to which we enroll the economy. If you get opportunity, you go talk to budget advocacy network and group NIA, where then they focus on the economy. They will tell you that when I was Minister of Finance, I will engage them regularly in my office to challenge me, to challenge my strategies. They will challenge my budget. They will challenge everything I did, and I respond accordingly. Why? Because I want to make a better leader, and that was what I did. So that is my response to Una way one for know what I do regarding that. Now, somebody asked why it will be one person. Well, sorry, you know, recently I meet somebody who come on Germany where say, hey, APC, one and all come together on a one person. I say, hello, you country where you come on like Europe or America. You don't ever see the Democrat or Labour Party come together and say, okay, we always log you one person. Waiting at the essence of democracy. Really? Is that how you think? No, we're not for be so. Waiting the party need for do now for create a level playing field, create the enablers, so that when people compete, the best man wins. When that best person win, trust me, some no the halal no de, because you know the rules were fair, everything was clear. The people didn't just make you the winner. You go even shame for protest. So what I tell my listeners across the world is, yes, we want things the way we want them, but trust me. And then there's I tell somebody, if you enter a combra in room, we get twin them, you hear one they cry. Trust me, that combra no lay down flat. If you lay down flat, cry no go in that room. That is what I want to let with APC people and learn. You live and thrive out there where the economy they do well, the democratic institutions they do well. Where can the country say things don't work? Well, let's start within the political parties. Let us do what is right. Let us create democratic institutions, create a level playing field. That way, when people compete, they know say yes, they lost or they win by merit. So I will encourage my listeners, please, let's begin think along that line. That is how we bring change in our country. The pathway they financially they happen, and one let country do well. Sometimes you get for say, well, why we not go practice and this way? Somewhere.
Okay, then what I should be here? Doctor, let me go back. Okay, there you now. Yeah.
When they get me?
Yes. Yeah, they get you now. I just want to say, the last set of call now will be the last of the faithful roundup, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, because we've been on this for 2 hours now.
Yes. So the faithful roundup now. We want to know plenty. Take we do how they can say the last set of questions. I want to remind you, I say we get Ganga Spice and ATM next Saturday, but subsequently all have plenty program and they ordinary platform. So do you una click the follow button so that anytime we get program now we get notification, and also una click on the like. Una subscribe na YouTube. I answer doctor say nearly 500 people they watch we whilst they go to this program. So it's a massive number of people all about in the world. We get people all about in the world where they watch the program as we go along. So but I shall pay over to you.
I think if you say 500, they pass that one day because on YouTube you get 426, and then on Facebook you get 230. Way down in 600 and
almost 700 and something. Yes,
600 and something.
Wow.
Then we get over to Salone TV. All right, so I'll take the last set of questions. Then quick. Welcome to the show, please. Your name and who said the call from?
Yeah, this Nigerian one I call from Simbaruchi.
Go ahead, please, Jerome. Go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, this is the man who I really want to talk to. So glad for asking this question to Dr. Marah. Thank you so much for your patience, Dr. Marah. And the question is, from the answer we just gave, I'm glad you will get a level playing ground for them to choose a leader now, democratically. But if at all, let me say, Dr. Marah able to be the leader, Dr. Marah able to gladly for accept the result and move forward with the leader.
Okay, so now that make it say as long as he get level playing field, then go able to accept everything. Like just one level playing ground. You get time? Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, let me go to another call quickly. Welcome to the show, please. Your name and who said the call from?
Yes, this is Ibrahim Semper, the call from Sweden.
Ask your question, please. Welcome.
Okay.
Reduce the volume of your set. It is on your time already.
Okay. Yeah, now one question about ask Dr. Marah. Where this government become a power, then force what they call the first problem they say they meet battered economies, shattered economy. Who said Dr. Marah been the way he not be able for defend when I mean the finance minister that any tell and say they not meet up battered economy. Now that question me ask.
Thank you very much. All right, so they take 3 more calls. Let me see. Welcome to the show, please. Your name and who side you call from, please?
Hello, I did, sir.
Aditra Yusuf, sir. Go ahead and ask your question.
Praise God. Okay. One thing I just want to ask Mr. Marah. The time we be there as a minister, but now we not be as a minister, I in the field. Because one thing I like what Timilman say. Timilman say Sabah, Unoba, not so the same. Alex, if you work at self right now, go up Kandon. We not be minister. That the time we be minister. I believe say we get respect them. Now we not be minister. What's no more the big one man join the line. A seasoned politician, record all good. Me want to make you patient. This election, particular election, now we the Salone people and I wouldn't make up my mind. Not to APC, not to SLPP. Now we the Salone people because of finance plenty.
All right.
Would a big man join the line? Men patient, young.
So what do you mean? What do you mean join the line?
Okay, correct. Men look to the Salone people and suffer so they go through na the country. Because this election, how the Salone people and how they make up mind for
So I think that they make it come and say he want to become the flag bearer for eventually become the president.
Well, somebody already done sell na the market. Where everybody in the country, we only see the trend na the country. Would they beg and men join the line?
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, Mr. Marah.
All right, we take another call. All right, to miss that one. I'll take two last call. One. Welcome to the show, please. Your name and who you call from?
Yes, hello?
Yes, please. You there live. Your name and who you call from?
Yeah, and I'm in Philip and I come from Greece, Athens.
Go ahead and ask your question.
I just want to ask Mr. Marah.
Yeah.
One, all this way they do so, and it's try to collect the country. Because, like, what
we'll not get you clear.
I dey try for talk say all this fetch way APC then they fetch so for one green political flag bearer that they don't make sense.
Wait, now democracy then they say right now. SLPP before President Bio, how many people in team up? Now so you get for fight. It don't make reference of that they just about even the Western world. Everybody gets for showing interest.
We know that day, but all such things that will happen at the country. Why they not be able to come now then they come. We don't believe them. Politicians they don't like power. We matter be talk pass so.
Okay.
But I rank I can't for.
All right. Thank you very much. Last call for the program. Welcome to the show, please. Your name and who you call from?
Yeah, my name is Mr. T from New Jersey.
Ask your question, Mr. T. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see Dr. Marah talk about taxation and automation. But me, I want to not talk about the audit report. Normally, the report they come, they get so many bad things already in the right. There's a lot of control deficiencies there. Waiting in go do as a leader, wake up. How we go begin address the issue then they one by one.
Okay.
Every way report come out, there is a lot of problems then they know people are responsible. Okay. How we go begin fix things then they will get problem with spending, get problem with authorization of different things that they buy. Right. There's a lot of bad things there inside that report. If the organization, the leader they did at the finance department, most of them they don't fire them all. They don't fire them. Why next Salone union they change? May they improve? That's not my question for that.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we'll take last call inside the program. Welcome to the show, please. Your name and who you call from?
Good evening. My question for Dr. Kaifala Marah. I posted it on YouTube, but I don't think nobody take notice of it. Mr. Marah, when you were minister and policy makers, you talk about the innovation of how to support business. Why, when una in a government, una not be make the use of that as, for instance, the mineral companies that we get na Salone, where they demand and export raw materials? Why would I not bring that initiative that any company that want to sign a contract of mining or any other minerals that we have to be export finished products instead of exporting the raw materials?
Thank you very much.
That will create employment for the youth.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
That's the last call for today, and we know they take any more calls. Sorry about that for you. We don't make attempts, but you know before come through. Well, doctor, please go ahead, please.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so very much. You know, people can say, if you see somebody they smell in finger, you know, sure who's layer. Why you go continue for in city, person go accept the result? It means you know sure say the rules fair. If you show the rules fair, you go ask that question. Really? Okay. So now I'm going into that. Somebody say they may get battered economy, and me I've been Minister of Finance. Well, you know, I can always say in the public domain, When somebody they appear for can engage you, do your research. If you do your research, it will help you a lot. Me left the Ministry of Finance in the 3rd month of 2016. So the rest of 2016, 2017, 2018, I wasn't in the ministry. So maybe, just maybe, if the person will ask this question, we're really doing research, not being for ask this. And secondly, when people ask questions about the economy and whether this politician is trustworthy or not trustworthy, sometimes it's really necessary for know the background, do background check of the person they put himself forward for become a leader. When you do that, you know, we'll ask plenty questions. So this, I just say this because all Sierra Leoneans will get general conversations. Because honestly, in my heart of heart, I know they expect somebody at the West living there and saying that will not forget level playing field. It insinuates say everybody for the year one person. Is that the democracy you practice out there? Which side they vote? In fact, to the country where they go vote. It's not like election, no, they say. You can go up then later on they go vote. Safful one. And I tell you this, for me to move forward as a country, we therefore begin practice democracy at the level where we provide leadership for the country. That is why it's fine for take a look at the track record of people who they put themselves forward. When they say make somebody patient, young force, really? I'm not expecting anything for come from Sierra Leoneans. You don't look what happened now, Paris. You know the age of the leader where they did. You don't take a look of Obama, the age he been there. Sometimes when they talk, when they insinuate or put them kind of thing and they forward, they find for lady research. That is why they say, don't just follow. Take a look at the performance track record of this individual. They ask yourself whether they go fall around. You will ask that question and they tell you, say, this plan what I get is seismic, it is solid. It'll help you for come back in your country, for live here and get trust. When somebody say no get trust in politicians, you're not good. You are saying you don't give up on yourself and on your country. There comes a time in the history of our people when people will rise up and say, let us draw a line between what has happened and where we are headed. And tonight, while the roundup, if I get the platform, I will share that with you now about change and generational thinking. I will cancel that. So when Kaifala Marah say it is wrong, you know, they just grab say it is wrong. For the first time in the history, I present something to you. If you get chance in the day, I might read them. Then you know the Kaifala Marah when they talk to you. Somebody asked about how President Nkrumah been the job will be in higher institutions. You know why a young man will come? They make a chief of staff, minister of finance, governor of central bank, minister of foreign affairs, just like that. Trust me, it don't demonstrate ability for deliver. It can coordinate, it can collaborate, and they get ideas. Now their initiatives and they are put together for now consideration. Me only appeal to many people where they ask is this: can you go back and read my strategy? It tells you what I put now one lifetime opportunity for me and you and for we all. So I'd appeal to una, please. Sometimes as Sierra Leoneans, let's begin think differently and ask yourself, who is this person? Can he deliver? Not who that you don't know or who you're comfortable with. It goes beyond that. It is what change you require and how you're gonna do that. Somebody say, beyond talk past this. Yes, maybe it talk past so. But check my track record. You know what I do in that government? You don't know. You don't know my profile. That is why I encourage you all. Read my profile. Take a look at it. And then ask yourself simply, will a man like this just wake up one morning and say, I want to run? If I don't put forward something, don't review them, So just say make we do that. Somebody talk about audit. I tell when I say what they as chief of staff, we roll out what we call transparency Sierra Leone. And when I'm president, I tell when I say the social reform agenda where I not talk about now the thing and then they will get for rollout. And I'm very serious about them. If, for example, UA asks this question, you end up for head immigration, or you head EDSA, or you head any other institution where at the for service delivery. In a contract, you get for share with Sierra Leoneans, you turn around time. How many days did it take for make Sierra Leoneans get them passports when they apply? How many days did it take them for make them get them driving license? And if you, the head road safety authority, we get accident rate is about 2,000 plus last year. For example, this year, your performance contract with me, with tolerable limit for accident for truck, just around 1,000. And every accident will take place when the police then report, it is shown a performance tracker. In that tool way, I put that platform. So you go in at our base, you don't say, this man with tolerable limit for accident now 1,000, but so far what you don't get now this. Now that kind of culture are they introduced in this country, the social reform agenda. We have to do that. Internal audit report from all ministries, departments, and agencies will be reviewed on a quarterly basis. Not to the external audits. It just sounds like you get physician I host. If you take a look, you taking advice as to which date and how to go. You know, go always go. Anytime you go for annual health review, it not will be as bad as if you not get internal or in-house physician. So the report of internal audit to me is very, very important. Because I don't be Minister of Finance. I know what it means for ensure that we expend resources in the right way. Finally, somebody talk about innovation and supporting businesses, especially in the mining area. Well, in this document, I tell when I say they go for mining beneficiation in that sector. Not all minerals will they take export. So one of the first things we do now for set up gold trading hubs across the country. The idea going forward in the medium term now for set up a gold processing plant. Some of them mining areas, which are the thing for add value for the beneficiation for export, the capital intensive for making able to do. But a true private sector strategy will create the right incentives, then go attract people for come and ensure that they do so. So yes, governments in the past don't try them way, and I can show now that President Nkrumah in time, whether we like him or not, the wonderful things and what he do are unrivaled. He was a good leader. He did well. And now on that foundation, I want for build. I know the roundup, gentlemen, moderating this. If you can allow me, make I say this as my last word.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Change, not happen so no more. Whether me and you agree or not, change they always take place. The responsibility what we get now for ensure that we influence that change. Whether you go to change or not, change will come. What I'm proposing here is for us to sit down and find a way to change our country. But on top of that, now for create generational pathway for young people, prepare them for take this country forward. And I say this to you, the bank and the IMF no will change this country. Skepticism no they help with, that will not trust leaders. Magufuli in Tanzania brought about that change. Kagame down there. The Sirete Hamas in Botswana did that. I don't work with many of their economies. And like I say, President Nkrumah started well. If a continuation of President Nkrumah's strategy for Donde, Sierra Leone for the Saudi, which are they put forward to now? Now two things. We can forget faith in ourselves and believe and trust in ourselves as a people. And take a look at leaders when they put themselves forward for lead. Take a look at their performance and track record. I invite you to join me with a draw a line between what has been happening and we'll go for wealth creation and jobs. Support whoever I want support. Even if you don't want to support me, read this. It will inspire you in a way. Once upon a time, in a country called Sierra Leone, someone somehow just decided for say, I have learned from President Nkrumah. He did a wonderful job. I think we can build on that job day and change the ethos of development. And that's a promise now. And when I say I promise that to this country, I know they just say so because our one say so. Take a look at my track record and ask yourself, when Marah say he do this, will he fail? He will. I know will fail. If that trust and confidence and need from Una join me, if the diaspora join me for take forward all this strategy, for put investment forward, trust me, we will deliver. And ask Una keep an open mind and allow the democratic process within the APC for thrive. And let us make a change, because now that change will help me, we and Una picking them. Sadly, I want to tell Una this. Una therefore join me for love do this. You do overseas, you begin the day, may heart they cry for that. Why? You know whether it go come in country one day? You know whether it go only come here at the Canada for holiday sake? It can say I'm a parent and home, that it is not habitable, it is not good for me, in order the structures we go make I go settle there and not get confidence in that country. Me and you get the opportunity now for fix that, so that they go see this place as their home. Now don't forget that they get the best set of education, that the best lawyers and engineers are out there. We are losing them, your kids, my kids, to this nation. I put myself forward and I raise my hand before now. Trust this man. I speak from my heart. Not to magic at the create, not to silver bullet at the promise, but I've done it before. In all the positions I've held, but I know I can't do it alone. You have to join me. I promise you once in this life that if we come together and take a look at what I have here, for your good and for my good, and for the future of our nation, you have to help me to deliver this. I want to tell you all thank you for the opportunity and platform you create for me, so that together we'll work. And I look forward to Friday's meeting with you. Just as how they meet with all Sierra Leone and water engineers across the world, if then they're all invited at another round table. So we'll ask yourself, if you are the water engineers around the world, living out there in the West and somewhere, what will we do for ensure that we're able to get water for drink in our country? I will do the same for the talent and entertainment industry. What I have here is something you've never witnessed before. You have to believe me. You have to trust me with this. I ask for nothing from this country. It is that you join me to do this. So I want to salute and I tell you all thank you. That if you think I don't respond well to a question, my apologies. If you think what you've been the expect from Marah not to hear it, I'm sorry. But I think as a Sierra Leonean, this is what I promise. I will not ever fail this country in all the positions I ever serve. I will not fail you if I'm president of this country. I want to thank you so very much and say good night. Thank you for having me.
Okay, then thank you very much, Dr. Kaifala Marah, for that passionate and brilliant closing remarks. We want to say we appreciate you greatly that you take time off your busy schedule for joining me today. Salone TV Live 1 in collaboration with Wiyad TV, where over 700 people watch this program live down the cut across the whole globe in terms of the diaspora, and plenty people as well where they watch me from Freetown, Sierra Leone, all about Sierra Leone. So we appreciate them people, plenty one. The comments were in their thousands. We're not going to read the comments them all. So do you have to read the comments and say, we don't want to read them just because they're too plenty. So, and the time is limited as well. Of course, we don't all Dr. Marah so long. Not only have the plan, but we don't all that so long because the conversation be very, very interesting. I want to say, you not forget, Saturday, Gaga Spice and ATM machine and get for the platform. But again, not on the platform right now. We hit follow button, we subscribe, we like the platform. The conversation they continue. We all they make with contribution. for make sure say Salone move forward. Now would they do so? Then kind conversation, this kind of opportunity and privilege we'll get, or you hear from potential leaders in our country, it is very important because it will inform we for not make proper judgments going forward for the country Sierra Leone. So if I reach now, once we get one to plenty, thank you. Let God continue to bless and bless the one country Sierra Leone. And again, for Dr. Marah, one time, plenty, thank you. That's a journey. One time people say Friday, they get that dialogue with all Sierra Leoneans. So now look out for the link. We say go share the link and don't say meet Dr. Kaifala live and direct and ask some question and let's go see who he does for our dialogue with him going forward. So over to you, closing remarks.
I'm not sure I get closing because if I want for talk, I could be biased. People who don't follow me for long term.
Just good night.
Yes, because people who don't follow me for long term know exactly what they talk about. Not just the talk about certain people. If you listen with open-minded, you understand what I've been the talk. I've been on the talk something. Now they follow me long like year or month ago. I don't they talk about this name. I actually not get for vote for him, no nothing because I'm not eligible for vote for him, But the bottom line is something that where me and him been done discuss before this time. I don't even remember again. I still remember that one day. And I go still keep him. As one-on-one meeting, we don't get meeting one-on-one where you don't remember again. But I think I still remember them things and I think they are still old. But like I say, you get a very big, challenge ahead of you because it's all about what you believe say you can do and what few people believe say you can do, including me, and about what the people don't see out. Some people don't talk about this we don't sabi, this we don't sabi. So you actually, the only advice I will get for you, you actually get more work for do, and you get for answer more questions than from people. You get more discussion from people if you want for win the heart. I will tell you when you started off, most people get waiting and they think, but by the time we reach to this closing message, you get people that will actually don't buy your message. But it means say this last part of them means say you get more work for do as a presidential candidate. You get responsibility now for answer question and make sure say elect a stupid question somebody asks, you get for make sure say you answer. Now only by that you will able for win. And not say when it comes for work, you they go for your work to the best of your ability. But again, we can't hear every day. You will work. That touch with people, they need them. And that is very key. So I think saying that no more me go say, and I'm not going to say more than that one day.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Shengepia, for that positive advice. I think say Dr. Kaifala Marah will take him on board going forward, and there could be more plenty time there. Maybe if you want again, maybe a subsequent time, we go be and come back now the platform. And like today, we don't see the plenty people who can this platform. When they watch me, plenty platform them, and the opportunity is always there. If Dr. Kaifala Marah want to take him, but who now they watch me, want to take it, plenty. They say all good things must come to an end. This remarkable and outstanding interview don't come to an end. And I thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
You get something where the money you. Now this week on to Sierra Leone. Well, are you and Justin they give you the chance? For make you blow your mind, now the program called We Are.
For blow your mind, the truth you get for say, yeah. And it no matter what, truth you get for say. Try save the future, the truth you get for say, yeah. And it no matter what, truth you get for say. Talk now we are, talk about the things gone wrong. Talk about the things where they make Salone they grow. Talk about political violence. Talk about